Welcome to the Decluttering Experiment.
Two sisters, one project.
Hi, I'm Wendy, the older sister, organized, logical, and passionate about all things involving simplicity and minimalism.
And I'm Jill, the younger sister, unorganized, easily distracted, and overwhelmed. I'm in desperate need of a whole house overhaul.
Can Wendy help Jill declutter her house and reclaim her life?
Keep listening to find out. Well, here we are.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, Wendy.
It's nice to be here with you today for our first episode with the Decluttering Experiment.
Oh, I'm excited.
Me too.
A little nervous, too.
I know, but we've already started a little bit, which we'll tell the listeners soon. But why don't we introduce ourselves a little bit more since this is our first podcast and first episode. So as I said in the intro, I am passionate about all things minimalism, decluttering. I've always been very organized, even as a child, as you can probably attest to.
Yep.
I have a background in teaching as well, and I love to help others. I love games. I love experiments. So I'm really excited about helping you tackle your clutter.
Yes, you're using me as a guinea pig, and I'm happy to be used in that way, especially if it does help tackle my clutter, because as Wendy is passionate about all things minimalism and organization, decluttering, I'm sort of passionate about all things. And that's probably why I have so much clutter.
I've noticed that about you in just being over at your house. You get involved in a lot of things, even with crocheting, decoupage, lots of things going on, and that brings in more stuff into your life, which isn't bad, but it's there, and
we have to deal with it somehow. I have to. I'm glad that you're willing to help here with this experiment. Like I said, I'm happy to be a guinea pig for this.
Perfect. So why don't we start out with what is clutter? And so I've come up with my definition, and you can share a little bit too what you think of when you think of clutter. But really, what I see clutter as is things we hold on to that are no longer useful. So they no longer serve a purpose, and they don't really add quality to our lives. Things are supposed to be functional, and their job is to improve our lives in some way, or enhance our lives, or really spark that joy.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that idea, but for me, clutter just has come to equal chaos on some level. It's more stuff to dust, stuff that's in the way of putting things that I use away, or stuff that I'm using, just being out and about because I don't know what to do with it. So clutter is just kind of a dirty word for me.
I do agree with what you said, because it really can, I think, hurt our emotional well-being in some ways, because I have noticed that when I clean things out, and maybe that's why I'm so passionate about it, I feel better.
I do too.
And when I was younger, I used to think it's more about organizing and putting things in their place and putting them in boxes and containers. Mm-hmm. But then after that, the whole decluttering and clutter clearing and minimalism movement came about. And it made me realize really the first step is getting rid of this clutter. And that's, I think, leads us to what is decluttering. And that's the process of removing unnecessary items to reduce mental load, create visual calm, and improve home efficiency. And those are some of the things you said you were interested in.
Oh, definitely. I need all of that. But what you had just said reminded me of something. Oh, when you got really into the minimalist movement, you were like, I have the memory. I don't need the thing. And that I understand, and I'm trying to embrace. It's hard for me, though, still.
Yeah.
I'm getting much better at it. But like last weekend when we started, because we said we've done a little bit already.
Yes, we've done a little bit, and we're going to share that a little bit more in our next episode. But we have already started this, and that's what led to the idea.
But what happened was we were cleaning up the teacups, and it made me cry.
Oh.
As you were wrapping them up, I was crying. I don't know if you noticed or not.
No, I did not notice.
I was crying, but that's why I need you to help me, because I'm still having trouble letting go of some of the things. The teacups were our grandma's.
Yes.
and they're in perfectly good shape. I just don't use them. So
Yeah.
then Wendy made the point, I don't need them.
Yes.
And so we did get rid of them. We donated them. Sometimes memories still hold on to, or objects still hold memories for me
Yes,
too.
there's a lot of memories tied in objects, and we think when we remove things that someone has given us or when someone has owned, that we are letting go of that person or that memory. But the memory isn't in the things, although we think it is. So that
Yeah.
makes it challenging.
I think the thing brings up the memory of the person, but we can bring those memories up without the thing.
Right. Or by keeping your favorite things, because if you
Right.
have your favorite things, you might see them more often because there won't
That's
be a lot of
true.
stuff around.
Yeah. And also, you were saying, what is decluttering? And it was letting go of the things, keeping things in its place. I also need to declutter because I don't entertain as much as I used to, and I would like to. I would like to be able to entertain without doing a marathon cleaning session, maybe throwing everything into one room just to get it out of the living room to have people over. I want somebody to pop in and not feel like they're going to ask me if a burglar just ransacked my house because there's stuff all over the place. And I also don't want to leave a mess for my kids later on. I don't want them to be the one to have to do this and decide what's important.
Right, because we hear a lot of stories, and maybe we'll have to deal with that someday, but parents pass away, grandparents pass away, and there's a whole house full of stuff that the children or the heirs have to deal with. So
Yeah.
that's a big issue too. So that's great that you don't want that for your children
Right.
someday.
Yeah, I want them to be able to mourn me without going, Mom, why did you leave me all this garbage?
And why did you save this from my elementary days when I don't even care about it anymore either?
True.
So some other points that I just wanted to make with what is decluttering is just to remember that our house is not a trash can. So when you were talking about throwing things all around, just to clean up that. But
well, that's what I do. I just shift things from room to room depending on where my guests are going to be.
Right. And actually, Jill, I do that too. Like if someone's going to come in real fast, I can tidy up because I have drawers and doors that have space available that I can easily tuck just the few random things I have around. So we can't keep everything, and letting go does create space because maybe our closets aren't as full, maybe our cabinets aren't as full, and that feels very freeing to me.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds lovely.
So then we have decided to tackle this decluttering experiment as the form of a podcast because it hit me, maybe we can help other people because we're not experts. I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be an expert. But
She is, though. She is.
I'm very passionate about organizing, decluttering, letting go, and because I know how it's made me feel. And I know that you want to undertake this journey. I want to help you.
Yeah.
But I thought that your journey might actually help other people.
I hope it does. Well, I mean, this has been like Wendy says she's no expert. She's been helping me organize for years. And back in our early 20s, she lived out of town and she would maybe come home and help me do a closet. And then I would turn it into a hot mess again. By the time I was like, oh no, Wendy's visiting next week. I better try to clean this closet up again so she doesn't see my mess. But yes, so Wendy she is very good at doing this.
Okay, thank you, Jill. And I do remember from one book that I read, and I don't even remember where, but it was No Shame, No Blame.
Oh.
So it was, you keep that in mind. We collect these things, and that doesn't make us bad people at all. I mean, I have a lot of stuff that has emotional triggers too. I've just, I think over the years, practiced that decluttering muscle, letting go. They say sometimes the more you do it, the easier it is.
And once you start to see the space, like the couple areas of the house that we've really hit so far, it does feel good.
Great.
It makes me want to keep going.
Yeah. And that is true. A lot of times these things snowball.
Yes.
Because once you see progress, once you feel better, you want to do more. So hopefully, because we have decided to do a decluttering experiment and a podcast, that we will stick with this.
That's right.
And it is a journey. And I have learned the best way to build a new habit really is to take tiny steps, even though we want to like dive right in.
Right.
But it's consistency too.
Yes.
So if it's fun to spend more time, great. If not, maybe we have 30 minutes and we just tackle one little piece at a time.
Which I have lots of pieces to tackle. So, I mean, I think we could probably take 30 minutes every day for the next 10 years and we might get it done.
Woo, woo. And this is what our listeners are going to tune in to see how we do. And in a little bit at the end of the episode here, I am going to ask Jill some baseline questions because this is an experiment. So we have to kind of track our progress in multiple ways. And I think that that's what this whole experiment will be too. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Maybe we'll play some games. Maybe we'll count items. Maybe we'll have some challenges comparing even progress I hope to make myself, because if we're looking at things you have, I should be looking at things I have too.
Are there anything? Oh, I'm just kidding. She does have things.
I do have things. And this is the thing too that I want to mention is that you have a little bit more challenge, because even though I don't have a big house, I think my house is a little bit bigger than yours.
It is bigger.
Yeah.
And you don't have any pets.
Pets, right. So you have some built-in challenges that are not your fault. I mean, if you live in a smaller house, you can't have as much stuff.
Right.
If you do more projects, you have less room. So if you have fewer bathrooms or closet space,
and I have fewer of all that you've mentioned.
I know. But what do they say is, I think that's the Parkinson's law. Possessions expand to fill the space available. So this often happens when people move into a bigger house.
Yeah.
So
well, they say that about money too. Sometimes people don't.
Your salary.
If you get a bigger salary, you just start spending more instead of saving. And people find the ways to use all the space, all the money,
all the time.
Yes.
Because the busiest people, they say, are the ones that get the most done.
That's true.
Fill up their time. So.
And I have filled my time. But I want to, this year especially, I've decided I want balance too. So this is the perfect time to try to balance. And part of the balance is a tidier home that has less clutter.
And that's really what simplicity is about too, because if you have less stuff, maybe cleaning becomes more simple.
It's easier to clean if everything has its space. For me, everything doesn't have a space to put away. And so sometimes when I said earlier I get overwhelmed, I do, because I start cleaning and I think, what am I going to do with all this stuff?
It's easy to get distracted.
Well, yeah, like that first time when we tackled my office, this was a couple months ago, I said, oh, you can come if you want. And then you were waiting for something. And I said, I'm going to get started on my own. And I went in there and I sat down. And about 2 minutes later, I left the room. And I think I texted you and said, oh, please come. I'm so overwhelmed already. I don't know what to do.
Yes, I remember. I didn't want to rush you because you want a little bit of the leisurely morning.
Yes.
So, so I was balancing when I show up. So why are we doing this? Jill, do you have anything to add on why do you want to declutter or what you hope to accomplish? I think you already mentioned a few of those things.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically it. I would like to just feel like I'm not living in chaos. I mean, I can't say that it's pure chaos. I'm not a hoarder, but I have a lot of stuff that doesn't have places to go.
Sounds good. And then for myself, why am I helping you? Well, first of all, you're my sister. We said that before. I love you. I want you to lead your best life. And I do know that having less stuff, for me, I feel so much better.
Yes.
And it's easier for me to clean. It's easier for me to do tasks, even like food shopping, putting things away easily.
Absolutely.
Yeah, buying. So I want you to feel lighter.
Yes.
And freer because you are a very creative person and you have a lot of things going on and you have room and space for creativity, because that's the thing. I think when we get rid of our stuff, that allows new good things to come into our lives as well.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And also, like you said, sometimes I feel like I have to choose between being creative. If I'm creative, my house gets out of control. And if my house is in control, I'm not creative. But if everything were sort of worked out better, having its location and whatnot, I feel like I could be everything. Have the in control house and in control of my creativity.
Yes. And it's all about progress.
Yes, that's not perfection.
Right, because we can't be, I'm not perfect. It's all about progress. And unfortunately, it is an ongoing thing, but it gets easier the longer, because I'm always like, oh, I have a minute, I can clean out this drawer. But if it's already pretty clean,
it doesn't take that long.
It doesn't take as long.
Yes.
And you don't have as many things to go through. And it really is, I think, harder letting go of those emotional things like pictures, gifts from loved ones. Those kind of things are really tricky to let go. But you've done a good job so far in just what we've let go of. Okay, Jill, so next, as you said already, you are the guinea pig. You are actually my test subject.
Okay.
If we're talking science and an experiment. And we do need to have a baseline measurement. So we can tell, like, are we making progress?
Okay.
And how do you feel? So I have some statements to read to you. Okay. And I want you to give me an answer where 1 is not at all true for me. So a firm no, not true for me. And then 10, completely true for me.
Okay.
And listeners too, you can maybe answer these questions for yourself, because if you try to follow along with us.
Yeah, and you can see which sister you're more like.
Okay.
And if it's me, I am so sorry.
Everyone can use a little help with decluttering.
Yep.
And this is Jill's subjective experience, so we need these opening metrics.
I'm ready, but I'll have to tell you, scoring things 1 to 10 is tricky. Ooh. And my therapist told me that's an ADHD trait, which I also have working against me.
Things to keep in mind. And the good news is, there aren't any wrong answers in this.
That's true.
Okay.
But for me, I liked the answer to be good. True.
But the good news is, if it's not as good, hopefully in a few months.
No, but I like it to be accurate, I guess, is what I'm saying.
You are a little bit of a perfectionist,
I
maybe?
am a little bit. Even though you wouldn't know it if you came to the house right now.
Sounds good. All right. So I'll just read these statements.
Okay.
So the first statement, my house is cluttered. I'm making you laugh already.
10?
10, okay.
Maybe 9-ish, but what's 10? Is 10 a hoarder?
It's up to you. Okay. How you feel, right? This is how you feel
how
right
I
now.
feel? Okay, it's a 10 plus.
Items in my house have a designated spot.
8. Some do. The toilet's in the bathroom. The fridge is in the kitchen.
Right, so that's okay. Fewer items are coming into my house than are leaving my house.
That's about a 5. I already have a lot of stuff. I'm trying not to buy a lot more, but I do sometimes.
I have space in my closets and drawers.
2. 3, maybe? That's not at all true-ish. It's on the less true side.
Okay. I practice the 1 in, 1 out rule, which is if I bring in an item, I remove a similar item.
No. Number 1.
Number 1, okay. I feel good about entertaining guests in my home.
1. I want to feel good. That is a goal for this year.
If company is coming, I can tidy up in 30 minutes or less.
1.
You're saying it so. 1. Okay. All right. Dusting and cleaning is easy to do in my house.
1.
You're making me laugh. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it should be a little funny, I think.
Okay. Let's go to another one.
Okay.
I am easily distracted.
Wait, what?
Okay, Jill. I get the point.
10.
A 10? Okay. Got it. Okay. Let's go to another one. I feel peace in my life.
I would say this is maybe a 3 some days, sometimes an 8, depending on the day.
Well, today.
Today, I'd say it's about a 5.
Okay. I am making progress decluttering.
3, because you have helped me a little so far, and I'd like to think I'm going to continue with it.
Now, don't laugh at this next one.
Okay. You can't tell me not to laugh and then laugh.
I know, but this will be measured later, I thought.
Yeah.
My dogs are calm.
You know what? I worked really hard on it today, but right now it's a 1. But they do settle. They settle when you get there after they see you.
Well, I would like to see, because, they say pets pick up the energetic field. So I want to see if there's any difference. Like if I asked you that in a few months, it's an experiment. We're testing to see if they pick up on the fact that maybe you're feeling better because your energy and everything is better.
Plus, when my house is tidier, I will have more time to train them, which I have started to try to train make them not so reactive. They're very reactive.
Right. And it's all relative and it's all connected. That's what I want to say. So
it is.
The clutter could lead to you feeling calmer, which could lead the pets to feel they say pets pick up on our energetic field.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm sure.
I thought that would be good. Okay. Let's go to another one.
Okay.
I have enough.
8. I'll say 8. There are things I could use more of, but for the most part, I have enough.
Okay. And you mentioned this, so I don't know. I might want to throw this one in. I live in chaos.
10.
And I threw that in, listeners, because Jill had mentioned it. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go to another one.
Okay.
My number of headaches are declining in frequency and duration.
Okay, but that's one what is the baseline? I am having a lot of
today,
headaches.
how do you feel about that? So that's why it's like, how do you feel today? The number of my headaches are declining in frequency and duration.
Well, today I'm just going to say 5. Because this is it's average for what it has been. We'll see if it goes down.
Yeah.
Or up.
The stress of decluttering might
trigger migraine.
Okay. So, Jill, any extra comments on the statements that I just read to you? I know you threw in some extra comments on some of them, but
yeah. I just don't know how you'll make sense of any of those numbers. They all seemed a little... I'll be curious to see if any of that changes.
That's true.
Because, generally speaking, I feel like this is who I am, and it's hard to change, but I want to.
Yeah, and we need to see if there's some progress. So I think that this gives a wide variety of sample, perhaps.
It's almost like, could somebody as wildly unorganized as me live in calm if Wendy makes me get rid of enough stuff?
That's the big experiment.
That is the question.
And I got to tell you, too, because when I was over, we've actually done 2 decluttering meetings. And I came back that second day, and I had to put something in your office, which we had just tackled.
Yes.
And I saw it, and I was like, oh, she still has so much stuff. But then I went home and remembered we got rid of a lot of
Oh,
stuff.
we did.
And
Don't you remember how
no,
it looked the first time when you
Yeah.
came in? There was no place to sit.
right. Because at first I was even overwhelmed when I came home.
Yeah.
I'm like, how am I going to help her? Because I want to help
Right.
you.
Well,
But
I
then
have to say,
I remembered we got rid of a lot of stuff. And as long as she isn't bringing in more,
right.
we are making progress.
The office is that room that everything gets thrown into. That's why it was such a mess, especially. However, it is better. And because Wendy and I worked on the living room the day that you were talking about, where I said, yeah, this goes in my office, just take it back. And you probably
I peeked
opened
in
the
and I was
door and
like,
thought,
oh.
oh, what has she done? But after we came back from lunch and I took Wendy home, I cleaned off my desk. I was
Yay.
inspired. And so it does look better than from when you saw it.
Right.
I also put away all my dirty and clean clothes because I had a pile of dirty clothes on the floor and clean clothes all over the bed and couch. So,
I mean, what to remember is that when you get rid of stuff, you might not see progress right away, but the continual momentum building, you will start to feel a lot of progress, hopefully.
I hope.
Soon. Yes.
Yes.
Woo woo. So, how are we feeling right now at the start of this experiment, Jill?
Oh, I'm feeling excited because that's how I get involved in so many things. I go in with all my energy and excitement. Of course, I do need help. I can't
Yes.
just do it. Yeah. How are you feeling, Wendy?
I'm excited too because I love a good decluttering. In fact, was it just at Christmas that I was helping Mom? I opened up a cabinet and we started pulling things out. So I get involved in it and I love helping other people as well. So that's good. But a couple things I just wanted to take away and share with our listeners is that no one is wrong or bad for holding on to stuff. Society has reinforced this idea that we need things to make us happy. And there are lots of memories stored in our things. It's not easy.
No, it's not, but it does get easier. And the thing is, I got rid of the teacups that made me cry while they were being packed up, but they're gone and I'm okay with that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because like you said, I kept some of the things that I liked even more or have a better memory for me. So I still have lots of memories of our grandma.
Perfect. And we're going to dig into that a little bit more on episode 2. So our lives have meaning, but the things in our lives do not. It's just we carry those memories. So I've also heard the phrase that nothing is irreplaceable except my peace of mind. So that kind of fits in with our project here too.
Do I have a peace of mind? Because I'd like to find it.
Well,
Maybe we can find it.
So, right. So that's why we're doing this. So thanks for listening, everyone. And we hope you tune in next time as we continue the experiment and to hear what progress has been made.
If any.